Hello, boys and girls. I will miss you very much while I'm in Tulsa today. I just wanted to pop in and remind you that you are responsible for your own learning today. Miss Charlene is there to help make sure that you pay attention, but you're in charge of yourself as far as whether or not you pay attention. So if you can pay attention on your own and you don't get in trouble for piddling or not paying attention, you're going to get a better grade on your assignment today. So make sure that you're policing yourself. And by that, I mean, if you catch yourself not paying attention for a moment, correct yourself, get back on track, make sure you're following along as I do the problems. Miss Charlene will make sure that you are following along as I do the problems, and you'll be in trouble if you're not. So we did this yesterday. You guys were good at it. So I'm going to review a little bit of what we talked about yesterday, and then I'm going to jump in and start doing examples from today. All right, I miss you, and I will see you Monday. Behave. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what we know about equations and number sentences. Now, remember, this is the answer when you add. This is the big number, right? These two little number bonds, these are the two little numbers that you put together to make the big number. So here we know the big number, but only one of the small numbers. What did we say yesterday when we know the sum and one of the small numbers? What did we say we could do? You're right. We could subtract, and we're going to do that in just a minute. But what about, we didn't do any like this. What if we know both small numbers, but we don't know the big number? What do you think we should do? Think about that. We know both small numbers, but we don't know the big one. Okay, so we'll come back to that. Let's go ahead and start with number 1. So I'm going to do this, and I want you to write it down as we go along. So I'm just thinking out loud to myself as I answer this. Okay, so I know my sum. That's my big number. And I know one of the small numbers. And yesterday we said when we know the big number and one of the small numbers, we can subtract one of the small numbers and it'll tell us the answer that goes here. So I'm going to write down 110 and you write down 110. Miss Charlene will pause it as she needs to. Okay, so let's subtract. I have 0 ones. I can't subtract 4. More on the floor. Go next door and get 10 more. Now I have 10. Subtract 4 is 6. Now I have 0. Subtract 7. Can't do that. More on the floor. Go next door and get 10 more. Now I have 10. Subtract 7 is 3. So I got 36. Now that seems reasonable, but I'm going to go ahead and check it. Remember, I can put these two small numbers together, and they should equal the big one. So 36, 74. You do not have to check them. It's always a good idea, though. 6 plus 4 is 10. Regroup. 7 plus 3 is 10 plus 1 is 11. Hey, look at that. We got it right. I'm not shocked, are you? Okay, so let's look at the next one. We know the two small numbers, but we don't know the big number, right? So we're going to combine our small numbers to get to our big number. So let's do 56 plus 48. All right, so 6 plus 8 is 14. 10 or more, send them next door. 9 plus, whoops. 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 1 is 10, 104. Okay, now that seems reasonable, but I'm going to go ahead and check by subtracting. Now, there are two ways I can do it. if I take 104, subtract 56, I should get 48 as my answer. If I take 104, subtract 48, I should get 56 as my answer. So I'll just go ahead and do 104, subtract 48, and if I get 56 as my answer, I know I'm correct. 104, subtract 48. More on the floor. Uh-oh, drama queen 0 in the middle, guys. Ah! So drama queen's gonna go over here. She's gonna get 10, right? Now my neighbor can come next door and say, hey, listen, I don't have enough to subtract. Can you help me out here? So then they'll have 9, and then you have 14. Subtract 8 is 6, 10. Subtract, oh no, that's 9 now, right? Because he had to send a 10 next door. 9 subtract 4 is 5. 56. We are correct. All right, I want you to do this one. Pause the video, and we will come back to it. So, I know the big number, and I know one small number. So what am I going to do? I'm going to subtract to find out the missing number. 92, subtract 28. That is 8. 12 minus 8 is 4. 8 subtract 2 is 6. 64. That seems reasonable. I'm going to check it real fast. You don't have to, but you do need to watch me. So I'm going to do these two numbers. I'm going to add them together, and I should get my big number. 28, 64. 8 plus 4 is 12. 10 or more, send them next door. 92. I am correct. Okay, do number 4. Pause the video. So again, we know the big number, and we know one of the small numbers. So I can take my big number and subtract my small number, and it's going to give me my missing small number right there. So I have 3 subtract 4, and I can't do it. More on the floor. Go next door and get 10 more. 13 minus 4 is 9, and 3 minus 2 is 1. Okay, and that seems reasonable. I'm going to add this up in my head real fast. 9 plus 4 is 13. Regroup. That's 2. That's 3. 43. Yep. Okay. We are correct. Uh-oh. What do we do here? I forgot. Oh, no. Right. We're going to take these two small numbers, put them together, and get our big number. 42 plus 30. 9, 10, 11, regroup, that's 7, plus 1 is 8, 81. All right, so let me just double check my addition to make sure I'm right this time. 9 plus 2 is 11, 10 or more, send them next door. 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 1 is 8. So yes, I am correct. Try number 6. Now, this is the biggest sum we've had so far, but we're not scared, right? We know that we can take our big number and the small number, subtract it, and it's going to tell us our missing small number. 147, subtract 89. We can't subtract 9 from 7, so more on the floor. Go next door and get 10 more. 17 subtract 9 is 8. Now I have 3 subtract 8. Can I do that? Mm-mm. Go next door and get 10 more. 13 subtract 8 is 5. So 58. Easy peasy lemon squeezy so far, right? Kind of fun. Okay, now I have 150 as my big number and 77 as one of my small numbers. What am I going to do? Right. I'm going to subtract. 150 subtract 77. 0 minus 7. I can't do that. More on the floor. Go next door and get 10 more. 10 minus 7 is 3. Uh-oh. 4 minus 7. Can't do it. More on the floor. Go next door and get 10 more. 14 subtract 7. Oh, I know that. That's a doubles fact because 7 plus 7 is 14. Okay, now, does that seem reasonable? Well, I'm going to check it. I'm going to put these two together, and it should equal 150 if I'm correct. So 73 plus 77. 7 plus 3 is 10. Regroup. 7 plus 7 is 14 plus 1 is 15. Yeah, I'm right. 150. Okay, so what are we going to do here? 66 plus 45. That should give us our big number, right? 66. Ooh, that's a terrible handwriting. 6 plus 5 is 11. 10 or more, send them next door. 6 plus 4 is 10 plus 1 is 11. Now that looks kind of funny to me. Is that a reasonable answer? I don't know. I'm going to check it. So I'm going to take this number. I'm going to take 111, subtract 66, and it should give me 45 if I'm correct. So let's do this because this looks weird to me. Just not sure I'm right. Okay, so more on the floor. Whoa. Oh, that scared me. More on the floor. Go next door and get 10 more. So now I have 11. Subtract 6 is 5. Uh-oh, now I have 0. Subtract 6. Can't do it. 10 subtract 6 is 4. 45. So I was correct. All right, I want you to do those last two on your own and then talk about them. I'm going to call Nanny back because that's who just called me. Miss Charlene is going to pass out our guided practice. Pause the video while she does that and then get ready to work with me. Okay, so we're not going to have huge numbers on this paper. I don't think there are very many. Nah, just a few. They're pretty small numbers, so this shouldn't be hard for us. So let's look. So I have 6 plus something equals 10. Now, if you don't automatically know that, think about the relationship between these numbers, right? This is the big number. Put a B above him, right? This is one of the small numbers. So we could do a subtraction sentence just like we were doing, but since these are small numbers and I do have 10 fingers, I can put 6 in my head and count up to 10, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What'd I get? 4. Okay, 6 plus 4 equals 10. Now, let's look down here. We don't need a number line, but I could start at 10. I could count how many hops to get back to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I took 4 hops backwards. Whoops, I was supposed to take hops forward. Sorry, guys. That was addition. We moved that way for addition. I was supposed to start at 6 and do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, same thing either way. Do you know why? Addition and subtraction are related. So I was supposed to go forward on that because I was adding. Whenever I'm adding, I'm moving this way on the number line. My numbers are getting bigger. But now we're going to go the other way. So let's pretend we still don't know. 6 plus something is 10. Now I'm going to do a subtraction sentence. I'm going to say 6, 10 subtract 6. So I'm going to start at 10. Now I'm going to go back because that is the direction of subtraction. I'm going to count how many hops to get to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we got the same answer either way because addition and subtraction are related. Isn't that cool? Everybody find number 1 at the bottom of your paper. Touch number 1 at the bottom of your paper so Miss Charlene can scan around and make sure everybody's looking at the same problem. Okay. Now, we have an unknown problem. We have 8 plus box equals 14. So I know a couple of things, right? I don't have 14 fingers, do I? No, that's weird. And I'm not taking my socks off. I'm not counting my toes, and neither are you. Haha. But I do know the relationship here. I do know that 14 is my big number and 8 is my small number. Briley, what can I do to find my answer? All right, pause the video and work this. Okay, so I'm going to take my big number, 14, subtract 8. Okay, and 14 subtract 8 is 6. Now, I do have a number line, and I'm going to go ahead and check it. Since I did a subtraction problem, I'm going to go backwards with the blue pen. Okay, and then I'll check it with addition going forward. So I'm going to start at 14. And I'm going to count how many hops it takes me to get to 8. And it should take 6 hops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It sure did. Okay, but I can also count up. I can start at 8 and I can count up to 14, and I should get the same answer because addition and subtraction are related. So let me put my green dot at 8. I'm going to take bigger hops and count how many to get to 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See? Got the same answer both ways. That's so awesome. Okay, so flip your paper over. Look at number 2. Here we go. Let's look. They've given us a number line so we can check for accuracy. I have 7 plus box equals 18. Now, there are 2 different ways I can do this. I could put 7 in my head and count up to 18, or I can use what I know. 18 is the big number, subtract 7, and it should give me what goes there. So let's just go ahead and let's do counting forward first. So let's put our dot at 7. Put your dot on 7. Do you have your dot at 7? Josh, do you have your dot at 7? Okay, here we go. Now we're going to count forward until we get to 18. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Pretty cool, huh? Now, this is actually the way that I wanted to work this. I wanted to say, okay, well, 18 subtract 7 should give me the answer that goes there. So let's do 18 subtract 7. 8 subtract 7 is 1, and 1 subtract nothing is 1. That's the way I wanted to do it because that was, to me, it was less work than the hops. So now let's show you how to use a number line. So when we subtract, we start with the big number, and we're going to take hops back until we get to 7, and we should have to take 11 hops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, pretty cool, huh? I love it. Okay, now let's look at the next one. We have to solve the problem. Then we have to write a word problem for the number sentence. So that's cool. You get to write your own problem. First, let's solve it. So I have 27 plus box equals 28. I'm stumped. Zaylee, what should I do? Pause the video while you talk about it. Okay, so I know the big number. And I know one small number, so I could subtract. But that I don't even want to do that. There's an easier way. I want to put 27 in my head and count up to 28, right? 27, 28. Okay, so that's $1. And I could have subtracted. I could have said, okay, well, I do know my big number, $28. Subtract $27. That's $1. Now let's make up a problem. Let's see. Who shall we use? Let's use Bob, because you know Bob. Let's say Bob had $27. So let's write that down. Pause the video as you need to. Capital letter is a big, big letter. Capital letter is a letter that's big. Write kind of small. Bob had $27. Now, this is an addition sentence, so we need to, he got $1 somewhere. Where is he going to get $1? His grandma gave him $1 for cleaning his room. It could be anything. You could use Bob for anything. He got $1 because he knew all his multiplication facts, or whatever. Just making it up. His grandma gave him $1 for cleaning his room. Period. And so our question, because right now we've only done 2 statements. We know Bob had $27. His grandma gave him $1 for cleaning his room. The question that the person needs to solve is, how much money does Bob have now? And if you need to write below, that's fine. I'm going to have to. Okay, so pause the video as you get that written down, but write it quickly, guys. We don't have much time. Now, I want you to pause the video, work this one. Talk about a word problem you could make for this number sentence, and then watch what I do. Okay, so 12 and 28. I don't think I have enough fingers to count forward, so I better subtract. I know my big number, 28, and I know one of my small numbers, 12. 8 minus 2 is 6. 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay, so now, this is an addition sentence. So, we started with a number we didn't know. So let's say, Frankie had some money. This lets me know I don't know how much we started with, right? This is box. Frankie had some, no, this is not money. Look at your neighbor and say, this is not money. Frankie had some toys. We don't know. What's your favorite kind of toy, Frankie? Okay. Then he got 12 more toys. No, let's don't do it like that. His brother gave him 12 more toys. Right? Because we have to do the plus 12. Oh, good gravy. It's dark, and that keeps going off, and it's scaring me. Gave him 12 more toys. And now he has 28 toys. We're going to turn that into one sentence, a compound sentence. And now he has 28. How many toys did Frankie start with, is our question. And you don't have to solve it because we've already solved it, right? We know he started with 16. But the person who's going to solve that problem, which I guess is me, I'll have to see if that problem works out. All right, so let's do some of these. Something plus 15 equals 15. Oh, what can I add to 15 to give me 15? Aha! It's the identity property. 0 plus 15 equals 15. Right? I have 15. I need to end up with 15. I cannot add anything to it. Let's look at this one. 11 plus box equals 16. So I know my big number and I know a small number. So I'm going to say 16 subtract 11. 6 minus 1 is 5. Okay, so 5. So 11 plus 5 is 16. Is that right? I don't know. Let's put 11 in my head and count up to 16. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It is right. Okay, I know this one just by looking at it. This is one of those ones, remember I told you my dad used to make me have to write addition sentences when I would get them wrong? Yeah. So, I know my big number 13 and I know 5. Now, I know 5 is reasonably close to 13, so I'm going to try my fingers and see if I can count up. So I'm going to put 5 in my head and count up to 13. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I got 8. But I also could have said 13 subtract 5 is 8. That's another way I could have done it. So let's look at this one. Number 8, 7 plus box equals 16. So, Reed, are you watching? Okay, 16 minus 7. Uh-oh, more on the floor. Go next door and get 10 more. Uh-oh, I go next door and get 10 more. I still have 16 minus 7. So if I didn't know what that was, I could put 7 in my head and count up to 16. So I'm starting at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I got 9 happy little fingers there. Pause the video, try the next one. All right, so I'm going to do a subtraction sentence here. You might have counted up, and that would be fine. You could start at 9 and count up to 12. I'm going to just do a subtraction sentence, because why not? I'm good at subtraction now. 12 subtract 9 is 3. All right, do the next one. Pause the video. Okay, I'm going to do another subtraction sentence because I know my big number and one of my small numbers, 15, subtract 6 is 9. Or I could have put 6 in my head and counted up to 15s. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I got 9 happy little fingers there. Okay, again, I know this one. Without even, because I know my addition facts. And some of you may know them that well. But if I don't, then I'm going to put 8 in my head and count up to 14. Pause the video. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I got 6. All right, 3 plus something equals 9. Now, I'm going to do a subtraction sentence because, again, I can, but you can also put 3 in your head and count up to 9. I know that 9 minus 3 is 6. Oh, I know what this one is automatically, and you should too. What plus 5 equals 10? That's right. Okay, let's look at the word problems. Yay! Okay, everybody put your finger on number 14. I'm looking around the room. Who doesn't have their finger on number 14? Kyle, do you have your finger on number 14? Okay, let's read it. Sawyer saw 7 dolphins and some sea turtles at the aquarium. He saw 15 animals in all. How many turtles did he see? So, I'm just thinking out loud here. I know that he saw 7 dolphins, right? And some sea turtles. When I don't know what it is, I'm going to put a box. And how many did he see in all? 15. So there are 2 ways I can do it. I can put 7 in my head and count up to 15. Or I can do a subtraction sentence. 15 subtract 7. What is 15 subtract 7? 8. 8 sea turtles. Okay, I'm going to read the next one. I want you to pause it. Sydney and Sam went to a farm. They saw 20 animals in all. 6 of the animals were chickens. How many animals were no chickens? It should be not chickens. How many animals were not chickens? I made this, can you tell? That's right, there's a mistake. Okay, so all the animals they saw, I'm just thinking out loud. Pause the video and work this. Okay, so they saw 20 in all. So 20 is my big number. 6 of the animals were chickens. So I'm going to put 6 here. And the rest of them were not chickens. How many were not chickens? I don't know yet. So I'm going to put a box. Okay, so 6 plus box equals 20 animals. So there are 2 different ways I can solve this. I can do a subtraction sentence, which I'm going to do. I don't think I can count up on this one. I don't think we have enough fingers. So let's take our big number and subtract our smaller number. Oh, stop it, Michael Bublé. 20. Subtract 6. More on the floor. Go next door and get 10 more. 10 subtract 6 is 4. 14. 14 animals were not chickens. Okay, Miss Charlene is going to hand you your assignment. It's not coming from the computer, and it's not coming from your math book. Miss Charlene is going to pass it out to you. It goes in the clip tray when you are finished. Then you need to work. No, I have some more work we're going to do. We're not going to get on computers because I'm not here to monitor what you're doing. So when you finish, you can do math journal, and then Miss Charlene will have a paper for you to work on. If you are nice and well behaved, it will be a coloring sheet. If you have been in trouble, it will be a penalty page.